my first question is I kind of wanted to know about your background and what your
Right,
role, like you're the director of the show, right?
right.
And so what is your background?
Well, I'm a documentary filmmaker, right? I've been in the business for about 27 years, and have worked on more than 60 documentaries for the BBC, PBS, Arte in France, which is kind of like the HBO of Central Europe. Um, CBC. I've made a number of nature of things for a Suzuki show. So I've been around a long time.
Were
This
you
is
an
my
MMA
first
fan
MMA.
prior to this, or?
I knew about it. I was interested in it. I've been an athlete my whole life. But I've made films on all kinds of different topics. And I think for me, what matters in a documentary is, how interesting is the subject matter. Is it a subject matter people might not know very much about in a real way? Like behind the sport, when I started it, I thought I didn't really know that much about the sport other than what I heard in the public media, which didn't seem to be, to me, very in-depth, right? Like, what do fighters go through? How do they come up in the business? What are their day-to-day struggles and hopes and dreams? And this project that was started by a young colleague of mine, Aaron of Ruskin, he had the initial idea, and it was an idea. And what we were able to do is to find a number of young fighters here in Toronto and in Brazil at Novo União, and find out that their stories were amazing, and we decided to follow them. And it was one of the best documentary experiences of my life.
So the 10 episodes kind of follow three fighters from Toronto and three from Brazil, is that right?
Yeah, three from Toronto who are coming out of Evolução Thai, which is Mauricio Veo's gym here, and he comes out of Shootbox in Curitiba. He was part of that team of Vanderlei Silva and Shogun Hua and I guess Anderson Silva came out of there originally as well, right? Out of the Shootbox gym. So he has a gym here, and we followed three of his fighters, three fighters down to Brazil, to go to Novo União in Rio, and to train there and prepare for fights that they had against opponents provided by the Nogueira brothers gym.
Why do you think fight fans, like MMA fans, why would they want to watch this as opposed to watching, like The Ultimate Fighter? How is this sort of
Well,
series different?
yeah, and I think it speaks to what I think a lot of people have grown tired of with The Ultimate Fighter, right? Which is you don't really spend a whole lot of time inside the lives of these people and come to care about them as much as you do if you follow them in their day-to-day life and follow them on a journey, right? And that's just like any documentary. What also I love about this project and attracted me at the start was, and this is what all the fighters say in the gyms we're in, is that other shows that are on TV and maybe in the public media, there's not a perception that this is about teams. And our show is about three fighters from one gym going to become team members of Novo União, and then them helping them get ready for fights. And then three Novo União fighters who they meet and train with in Brazil come to Toronto to train for big fights that they had last year in Quebec at the Lac Lemay Hilton. It's about helping each other. It's not about fighting each other's gyms. It's about helping. It also gives people an idea of what it's like to come up in the sport. I think lots of casual fans of the sport don't understand the day-to-day dedication. So you see them training and the sacrifices they make and how a weight cut works, actually watching them go through the hell of a weight cut. You watch it, right, pretty well in real time, right? And I think even for serious fans of the sport, and many of them have seen the series, they admire the way we've been trying to examine what goes on behind the scenes so you get an idea of the dedication, right, and commitment of these athletes. but the focus is on, how do people come up in the business, and these people are amazing people. They're just great characters, and we're talking about doing another season in another country with them.
So there is plans then for kind of a part two to all of
I
this?
think you can break this. Japan.
Japan. Okay. Is it the same fighters or new ones?
No, we're going to be going to Adrenaline in London, Ontario, and taking some young fighters from Stout and Horodesky's gym to Tokyo.
Well, I think it's really great what you guys are doing. I think that a lot of people see MMA as just
Yeah,
beating the
a
crap out of each
bloody,
other
crazy
and
sport.
yeah,
Yeah.
promoting violence and I think there's another side to the sport that's a lot of people don't get. I mean, it sounds like you really brought the art of filmmaking to a sport, which I feel is kind of needed.
I mean, I've done a lot of movies and a lot of films, and this is some of the best character stuff I've ever been around. It's just great. It's just a great journey.
Well,
Okay.
thank you so much for your time. Where can people tune in to watch the show?
It's Super Channel. It's a movie and a subscription cable channel in Canada. It's on Friday nights at 8:30.